Hello everyone, I'm Ernie.
And I'm Alex.
And today we are in Carson City. And the reason why we're in Carson City is that we're getting ready to go into the winter season. And Alex and I, in our roots, we have been landscapers. And so we're landscaping a yard, making some extra finances to prepare for the winter. And, you know, for me, it's a privilege to have Alex working with me on this job because, as you guys know, he's local geologist and friend of mine. Alex Dolbear, and he just adds so much into landscaping, and he's going to give us a bit of history, which I really wasn't surprised, but I was surprised that he knew the history of the mining district in this area. And let's listen to Alex as he gives us some information of this area.
So today we're in western edge of Carson City up against the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And what a lot of people don't realize is that this eastern part of the Sierras that drops in by Carson City actually had some small gold mines and little mining districts here and there. And right behind us, we can actually see the remnants of a mine dump way up on that mountainside there. It's hard to see because all the rock kind of looks the same color, but there is a mine dump. It looks like roughly 200-300 feet of workings, but further up by Kings Canyon there were some larger mines. And the geology of the area is actually different. People think of western Nevada, they think of epithermal deposits like the Comstock, but these deposits are actually hosted in metasediments, and they're more closely related to mother lode style gold deposits that you see in California. So you have a series of gold quartz veins hosted in things like black slate. There's some schist, and there's a few places with limestone, and then you have the granitic intrusions further up. And the name of this particular mining district was the Voltaire mining district. And for production numbers, there wasn't a huge number, but they did find a little bit of gold. The quartz that carried the gold also had a little bit of copper with it. And it was roughly, I believe, the 1860s, 1880s period that they mined it. And there might be a dozen gold mines up there. And currently it's all pretty much under private property, so no one can really go up there and mess around at the mine. Some of it is in Park District, so you can go up there and actually see some of the mine dumps. You'll see pieces of quartz on the ground. You'll see little areas where there's mineralization, there's iron staining, there's a little bit of chrysocolla, but there's also a little bit of gold. Now this district I don't think was known for being super high grade, but it did have some profitable little gold quartz veins in its heyday.
Alex and I needed to take a break, so we decided to visit Kings Canyon.
Well, today we're on the east side of the Sierra Nevada mountain range by Kings Canyon, which is just west of Carson City. And what we're kind of looking at today is a series of metasedimentary rocks and metavolcanic rocks that are kind of part of what you would see in the mother lode country on the California side of the Sierra Nevadas. And in between here and there is the granitic batholith that makes up the bulk of the central portion of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is on this east side of the Sierra Nevada, there are some gold deposits very much like the ones that are in mother lode country in California. They are rocks that are hosted in shales, slates. There's some schist, and there was a little mining district right in this very area called the Voltaire district, and they weren't known for producing any high-grade gold, but they did produce a small amount of gold. And with me today, I picked up a rock. It's hosted in the metasedimentary rock, and it shows a quartz vein and some iron staining, and this would look like something they might have mined for gold. So this rock, you could almost compare it to a rock from, say, Placerville or Jackson or somewhere on the west side of the Sierras, and you'd say, yep, that looks about right. But here it is on the eastern side of the Sierras. So yeah, geologically speaking, a lot of people don't realize that the east side of the Sierra has some of these same rock units that you see on the west side of the Sierras, and they do have gold in them.
Here is the water that is coming down from the waterfalls here in Kings Canyon. And you can see that it flows into this channel that's gated. You can see the water coming down from the falls and into this channel, and there are actually two channels in there. There's a wider one and the smaller one. Well, the wider one flows right down through here and down the creek where Alex is standing. And the water that is coming through the smaller channel that flows into this box and down somewhere where I'm not sure where the pipe goes, but it goes to someone downstream who has the water rights from the 1800s. And I thought that was pretty interesting fact of this area, and let's get to it.
So this rock right alongside the stream bed is a nice piece of black slate with a pretty good sized quartz vein cutting through it.
And I do want to make a correction. I could be wrong. I think this is the water that goes to someone who has the water rights downstream, and the water that's going into the other area is what belongs to the Carson City Water District. what's really cool about doing this landscaping, we picked up these boulders over at Cinderlight for this project, and lo and behold, Alex gave me the rundown on these boulders.
So these boulders that we're using for this landscape today are actually granitic rocks from the Sierra Nevada mountain range, and very much classic granitic felsic rock. It's an intrusive felsic rock. This particular rock makes up the bulk of the high portion of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. They intruded all the metasediments, metamorphic rocks that you see throughout like the foothills of Mother Lode country, but you have some of those same metamorphic rocks here on the east side of the Sierras as well.
Homeowner and friend of mine, Shar, is talking to Alex, and I am going to go interrupt them.
Okay, so I'll talk to you later.
And what's so special for us about working in this yard, soon, upcoming in probably a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months, we have a tentative episode that we're going to do at the Mexican mill and at the Mexican ditch and at the Mexican dam with my favorite gold miner, prospector, and geologist, Jeff Williams. And what's special about this is right next to Alex and myself is Shar. And the cool thing is that Shar's daughter owns part of the river in the area where the Mexican mine, and actually the Mexican mill, the Mexican dam, and the Mexican ditch is at. And so we're able to go on some private property and do our episode. And so that's why working in this yard is just so special for us. And I'm so glad that you guys are going to be able to enjoy that. And Shar, is there anything you'd like to say?
I just say that I found Ernie at my neighbor's place, and I just dearly love him as a friend, and working here, it's just been a real joy, because doing a project like this, if you don't have the right person, you're going to have a mess. And so you need to choose Ernie. I say that 100%.
And with Alex here, this place isn't going to be a mess, and let's get back to it.
I told him, no, none of this.
Last week, my son Jonathan and I built this retaining wall.
I take these and then I just put a little small around. But
Well, this wraps up this episode here in Carson City at our landscape job. And I do want to say it's just a privilege to work with Alex. And what's really nice about this, normally when Alex and I get together, we talk for hours. But on this job, not only are we working and talking, but we get paid for talking. So that makes it nice.
It is pretty nice.
Yeah, and so we don't get that opportunity too much. And so anyway, it's great to be out here in Carson City. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, I want to encourage you to spank that like button and to share this on your channel so others can enjoy this area of Carson City and Kings Canyon and the history of it. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I would encourage you to subscribe and to become part of our AU family. We would love to have you in the family. We would love to communicate with you. I know Alex would like to communicate with you too. And soon, hopefully soon, he'll have his own YouTube channel. And that way, gosh, he is full of a wealth of information. And so if you haven't subscribed to our channel. I deeply appreciate you being here. We deeply appreciate your support, and we will see you on the next one.